Hello everyone, Karen Glasser here, and I am here with a new friend of mine, and his name is Dan Evertsz from College Money Pros. And he works with college people that want to go into college, and how can they get into college, I guess financially. And we're going to talk to Dan right now and learn a little bit about him and what he does. So Dan, welcome to our interview. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Karen. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is really exciting. I would like to have you share with our listeners what you actually do. Why do people come to you?
Well, the reason people come to me is the financial aid system and the whole admissions system has drastically changed over the last, say, 15 years. And generally, most parents don't have a clue of what they need to do in order to get, first of all, to order to lower the cost of college and basically get their kid in college. I went through the process myself. I'm a parent as well, and in 2005, I went through this, and my daughter had, she had me doing a lot of tasks that I wasn't very happy about. So, I mean, what is this taking you here, community service, fill out this form, do this, do that. I was like, what is this stuff? When I went to college, you basically filled out a couple of applications and you went to college. Well, the whole process has changed so drastically that if you're not paying attention and you wait till your kid is like in the 12th grade and you look up and you're going to be overwhelmed by all the things that you need to do, and you're going to really be kicking yourself that you didn't start this process a little earlier.
So the question I have for you, Dan, is what's earlier? When should parents be starting this process?
Actually, the day that they walk out of the hospital with their child. But in reality, very few people actually do that. But, we generally say you should start this at least by the 10th grade. Now, and when I say that, that's really more on the financial aid side. There's a lot of positioning that needs to be done in order for you to get aid, even if you're a six-figure family. But if you're looking to fund college, which some people are, some people are more proactive than others, you really should start probably around the 7th grade. And the reason I say that gives you more time to put together, to implement a plan to pay your share of college. Because, as financial aid consultants or experts, what we basically do is we know how to access thousands of dollars of financial aid. There's billions of dollars out there. But, let's just assume that we get you, I don't know, let's just take a number, say $25,000. And the school that you're applying to is $45,000. How are you going to pay your share of the other $15,000? And in reality, a lot of these schools, the overall cost will be about $55,000. So you're talking about, if you take a deficit of, $30,000 or $25,000, you need to proactively plan this, because if you don't, you're going to get stuck with loans, and we don't want any family to be overwhelmed and go into the debt, just be in debt in general.
I understand that. Having my youngest is 28, and so we went through this, many years ago, and we were not one of the people that planned in advance, and so right. I totally understand what you're saying. So what other tip can you give parents as they're getting ready to send their kids off to college and they're starting this process, whether in 7th grade or in 10th grade? Is there another tip that you can tell our parents and listeners?
Yeah, other than starting early, one of the main tips is there's 3 different ways to access money. And when I mean money, I mean free money, not the stuff that you have to pay back. And number 1 tip, you have to have your kids sign on board, because, without the kid doing what they need to do in the classroom, you're not going to get a lot of money. And I'm not saying your kid has to be the 4.5 GPA. I'm talking about your kid needs to at least attain a 3.0. Now, I want to tell you, a 3.0 to a 3.5 is one level of money. Then a 3.5 to a 4.0 is another level of money. So, of course, we would like them to be as, have the highest GPA as possible. Then the other tip is invest in test preparation. ACT, SAT, because that can make a huge difference. A lot of families don't look, they look at it, they, you know, oh, he'll study on his own. Well, that is really one of the barriers a lot of families face, because if the kid doesn't score well, again, it can make a difference on the amount of money that your kid or your family will be able to receive to pay for college.
So these are some of the things that you counsel your families on, and I know there's a difference between ACT and SAT, and depending on what kind of student you are, one might be recommended over the other, or maybe you need to take both. So these are the kind of things that people come to you and can get guidance on, and I'm sure there's a whole laundry list, litany of things that you can help people who are going through this process. So how can they get in touch with you?
They can reach me at, I'll actually give my cell on the number now because I'm just starting the whole internet process on a Google Hangout. My cell now is 415-756-6007. But 6 months from now, that cell number will not be on the screen.
Well, I totally understand. I totally understand that, because you're going to have hordes of people that are going to be calling you, and I guess that's not so bad, actually, if they're for college help.
It's not, but I'll tell you, before we go, I want to just plug Congressman Mike Honda is doing an event in May at Newark Memorial Hospital. He's doing like a symposium on how to fund college, and they've asked our firm to come down and speak. So we'll be putting out the link. It's not on the, it's not out there yet, but we'll be putting the link. We're going to actually have it streaming live on the internet so families can sit at home, and I will go into deep detail, step by step, what you need to do to access some of this money. And I'll tell you, the information I give you is invaluable. We even have high school guidance counselors that learn some of the insider secrets and strategies that we know as college planners.
Well, that sounds amazing. And so if you're up in the Bay Area, you're going to want to check this out. And you know what, Dan? We'll make sure that when you get the link, we will put it into the show so that people can see it and they can click on it and they can reserve and actually come and see you.
Fantastic.
One more thing that I want to tell our listeners and our viewers is that you can also find Dan on sparkitnetwork.com. He posts some great information. He just put a post up there about social media. You might want to find out why your kids and why you need to be careful about social media. And so I'm not going to give it away. You want to go read the post at sparkitnetwork.com. And I just want to thank you, Dan, for spending your time with us right now today so that we could introduce you to the larger community. Thank
you. I really appreciate it. This has been a new experience for me in Google Hangout. I love it.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
It seems like it.
So thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you very, very soon. We know that you all have a choice as to how you spend your time, and we want to thank all of our listeners for taking some time out right now to spend it with us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.